Well, good evening, everybody. It's 9:30 in sunny Spain. Not now, obviously, because it's night time. And it's me again for another week. So you got me for another hour until 10:30. So what I always do first is just do my thank yous. So we only got 18 at the moment. So first of all, I just want to thank the people that contribute to my coffee fund. It is a big help, guys. And this week, I want to thank Pat and Rob. They know they are. Hang on, a big thumbs up from you guys. Thank you very much. Also want to thank the people that bought t-shirts. Now, last week, 2 people bought t-shirts. Now, the t-shirt offer is finished now, guys. I'm doing a new thing now. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you what the new thing is. God, that sounds bad, doesn't it? Right, if I can just find it. Video file. Here we go. So this is the new. Asked a lot about a t-shirts offers. Anyway, this time I'm doing the polo shirt offer. I want you to get the Expat subscribers badge on the front and the Expat badge on the back. Now they only go up to XX, guys. Sorry about that, but that's where it is. But also, if you want to buy one, the link below in the description. Enjoy, and let's get back to the video. Right, so that's finished. So I can remove that now. So you got me back again now. So that what I was doing now, the t-shirts are finished now. The big extra large t-shirts, guys. I know a lot of people are asking about them. That's finished now. I'm doing the polo shirts. I've had a few people asking about polo shirts, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different. You've got that until May, and then obviously during the summer months, I'll come back with the cheapy t-shirt. So thank you much for thank you very much for those guys. And anyway, it does buy them. Could you send a photograph so I can know who you are? Because they never tell me who's bought them. It'd be nice to know who's bought them, and also I could put a photograph up here. So thanks for the support. Okay, what else I got on there? I'm just looking on my little piece of paper. So anyway, just to let you know, guys, I'm on every Thursday at the moment. Because of this COVID thing, I can't get out very much. So I thought what I'd do every Thursday evening, I'll do my live show. Seems to be interesting for people, which is good. I've got 36 coming in at the moment. Also, not forgetting some sites that I check out. It might be interesting to you guys as well. One of the most main sites I check out on YouTube is Spain Speaks by Stuart. He does virtually daily reports now on YouTube on the whole of Spain, not just in certain parts. Even though Stuart lives in Madrid, he goes through the newspapers and the TV reports to keep us up to date what's going on in Spain. I'm still waiting about the vaccine. Sounds like most of you people in the UK have had it now. We've heard nothing. All I've been told is I'm waiting for a phone call, whenever that will be. But at the moment, I'm just waiting. Information. It's very difficult out there. I know a lot of people that think about coming to Spain, trying to find information. I've done a couple of videos lately about, obviously, the whole thing's changed now, about trying to gain residency. If you want to stay more than 90 days in Spain at the moment, you have to go for a visa now. Some good sites to look at, guys. And that is the Citizen Advice Spain. It's an internet site. It's a voluntary site, but there's a lot of information on it. There's a lot of stuff that's been saved to a PDF that you can download and read. Obviously, the Spanish Embassy in UK, it's worth checking that out as well on the internet. Obviously, if people that are thinking about coming to Spain, you've got to check it out now, guys. You can't come to Spain unless you've got a job. Even then, if you do get a job in Spain, it's got to be the employer in Spain that applies for your work permit, not like it used to be. So things like that would change. So check out the Spanish Embassy or the Spanish Consulate. Apparently, they got a few around the UK. They got obviously one in London. I think they got one in Birmingham. But yeah, check those out. And obviously, the other one to check out as well is the UK Gov site. Now, on the UK Gov site, they've got a couple categories in there which is worth looking at. Obviously, one of them is called living in Spain. Healthcare is another important one. And check your passport. So I hope that's some interest. We've got 44 coming in now. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to do the intro. Let you guys get on with the intro. All right, what's that coming up there? Okay, something else. It's all right. Don't panic. There's something on my computer just come up then. Well, welcome to another Place in the Sun by Otherworld Properties. Should we go and have a look? So you got me back again now. Now, so I've got 26 comments already. I will get back to the comments soon, guys. What I thought I'd do now, because I'm doing it each week now, I'll do a couple of topics and obviously what's been going on around where I live in the southeast of Spain. Give you some idea what's going on here. So the first thing I thought I'd bring up, obviously, this also applies to people living in Spain as well, because I get a lot of people from Spain that watch the channel, which is nice to say. So now this, I can't believe it, but apparently in Spain, these are painkillers. I'm not going to go into what they do, but they're all painkillers that you can get across the counter in most pharmacies. And the lady that you can see there, Christine Research Information, she runs a Facebook page, because apparently these tablets are painkillers that you can get over the counter, and if they're given to us Northern European people for some reason, and I'm talking mainly about the UK and Ireland, they can kill you. And apparently they do administrate this in hospital. You can get this in injection form. Now, obviously, most places do know about this problem, but every now and again it crops up. That I think I read last year that there was an Irish cyclist that came to Spain and he fell off his bike. He went in the hospital, obviously because he damaged his leg or something like that. And he was administered one of these painkillers there. And after a couple of weeks, it got worse and worse, and he died. And this lady, which you can see, Christina Research Information. If you're living in Spain, you want to check it out. Check out her Facebook page. She actually does like a bracelet that you can wear on your arm. Obviously, that will, if you go in hospital quite a lot, this will sort of make it known to the nurses and the doctors. So just being warned, painkillers. Something I didn't know about until I got here. And I just saw a post one day about that, but I thought that's pretty important to put across. All right, another thing at the moment, we got the caterpillars. Now we got they're called processional caterpillars. Now they're out this time of year now. So if those who are living in Spain at the moment, if you're out walking your dogs mainly, because it's a killer for pets, and it can be a killer for humans. Some people that suffer from bad asthma can die from this. And what it is, it's the hair particles on the caterpillar the killer. Really, it makes it swells up. But for obviously for animals, it's a lot quicker. And if they're not taken to the vets quick enough, they're dying, unfortunately. When you're walking around in the woods, mainly, especially up in the national parks where the pine trees are, they're up in the pine tree. They look like this. It's a bit like a spider's web, as I would call it. And you can see that these caterpillars are falling down. And what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to click that off a minute, put up a video, if I can find it. Here we are. Okay. So, and that's what you're going to see. I mean, to me, it's amazing. You just get this long line of caterpillars. Obviously, one's leading the way, and the others just keep following it. What they do, I ain't got a clue. They don't seem to be doing anything logical, but other than following. But you can see those very fine particles on there. and that's what's the killer. Sometimes if you get close to it, they far out apparently. But yeah, so when you're walking about in the woods, I mean, where I am on campus, this year so far, frankly, I haven't seen none because we have got pine trees on some of the gardens there, but I haven't seen any because the garden groups are pretty hot. If you see them, we always report them to the garden crew that come along, and they just burn them.
Stay there. Not good for dogs or humans.
I'm talking on that video. So, right. So hopefully that's given you a reminder on about, so they're called processional caterpillars. I believe that they've been found in UK now, but obviously here in Spain, usually the end of December, obviously through January, February, probably up until March, they'll be about, and then obviously they disappear. They turn into some sort of moth. I don't know about the moth, but I know the caterpillar is pretty dangerous, and especially for dogs and cats, it's not very good. So I thought I'd put that out there. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to put up some photographs I've taken during the week out and about. So this is from my top roof, looking over on a Sunday afternoon. Lovely sunny day. Now the temperature in Spain this past week's been up in the 20s, which is nice. It's definitely warming up, but I've still got my trousers on. I've still got my socks and shoes on. But it is getting better. This is Monday morning. This is on Campus Sale, coming back from my early morning dog walk with Bonnie. It's made the sky all nice and bright. Now, for those living in the Campus Sale area, we've got a historic place. I wouldn't call it historic, but it's the hot springs. Now, that blue pipe you see there, usually hot water comes out of that, and you got like these little baths where people actually bathe and wash themselves. It's all dried up. I think it's been like that for the past couple of weeks. It's bone dry there now, but it's been a bit of a messy place. There's bits of rubbish hanging around, and for it's supposed to be a tourist attraction, it ain't looking really good. But I think now at long last, as it's dried up, it'll probably just get even worse now. You can see the graffiti. Bit of a shame, really, because I used to be of interest, come down here to see the hot water. But yeah, the hot water, well, the hot springs of Camposol are no more. It's gone unless, I don't know how it works underground, unless they have another eruption. Okay, another horrible thing at the beginning of this week. We could see it for a couple of days. You can see that I thought it was mist coming over from the sea, but it was a dust storm from North Africa, red sand. It's covered my car there. This is a closer picture of the sand. It can be corrosive. If you leave it on your car too long, it will start eating your paintwork. So I've cleaned it off, but this is showing another one on the ground. So my lovely wife, Jan, went around with the pressure washer, cleaning all the tiles off that we got around the pool and on the sunroof. So it's something to do for the day. Okay, on Campus again, over on B where the shops are, our fish and chip shop, I think it was called Ocean 7, that they've unfortunately sold up and left. And we got a new owner. It's going to be called the Cod Fellows. So wish them good luck. They're obviously at the moment they're doing it out, which is good to see. Doing a bit of refurbing. This is another shot on B. This was on Tuesday. Now the past week we were sort of locked into Mazaron. None of the bars or the shops are open, so it was just walking around, moping around. There was a couple of shops open, but the bars and restaurants were all shut. But on Wednesday, before that, I'll just show you the price of the fuel. Now the top one, the €1.13 is the diesel, and then you got the petrol, and then you got super petrol, super diesel. So just give you some idea of the price of fuel. Now I'll be honest, the one on campus is quite expensive. You will find a lot cheaper places to get your fuel, but I'm just quite happy going there to get my fuel. I don't feel, and obviously with the lockdown, I haven't been going out much anyway, so I was saving quite a bit on the fuel. Now on Wednesday, the bars and restaurants were allowed to open up again. Only outside, you can only sit outside they said 75%, whatever that means, but everybody had to keep their spaces. Most of them were 2 to the table. So obviously some were 5 if it's families and that. And so I lose my voice now. And these 2 lucky people, the lady on the left, it was Mandy's birthday. So she was having high teas. So well done, you 2 guys. Happy birthday, Mandy, even though it's gone now. And then today, which is Thursday, because we're allowed out. We're not allowed to go to all places. We still can't go out in we still can't go out in the Mercia area, but we obviously some places we still can't go to. We still can't go to Mercia. We still can't go to the big towns really, like Cartagena and Lorca, but we can go to other towns. So I went out and saw the almond blossom, which is amazing. I mean, it's this time of year, and I wish you could smell it, guys. It is lovely smell. It's a smell of honey. I'll just put up a quick video on that as well, if I can find the video. Here we go. Yeah, it's just a quick video. What I was trying to do there was trying to
you can see those bees. I can't. They're right up high at the moment. They obviously work in teams. These bees, I know, in the bees, but amazing to see and watch the work they do.
Right, okay. You got that? Remove that. Okay, you got me back again. And also was out and about. They've got some good signposting now for a walking and hiking, and it's in both languages. Well, I think sometimes you got 3 or 4 languages like German, French, and English, and obviously Spanish, which is really helpful. A lot of information on there about birds and wildlife. And this is a view that I had looking. I was up on the Sierra. I call it Sierra Muller, but it's probably wrong. But it's looking down on the town of Alhama de Murcia. You can't see it very well, but there's a castle there to the left. But yeah, and also to finish off this afternoon, looking over from my place over to the shops on A. There's people out having a drink and having something to eat, which is nice to see. And it was a lovely day. I think it went up to about 23 today. So that's it on that stage. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to look at the comments now. I've got 43 comments, got 61 people watching. So I'm going to start from the top. Now, I know Julie asked me, where am I? I'm here now. She's coming a bit early tonight. Don't forget, Julie, I'm on at 9:30, not 9 o'clock. Here we go. 50 more minutes. That's me saying that. God, what am I doing? Put myself up. Good evening, Femi. Top man. Hang on. Let's get it over there. Nice to see you, Femi. Hope you're doing all right. Maria and Dave. Nice to see you guys. Hang on. Let's get that's better, isn't it? I've just seen Kev there. Evening, Sean. COVID figures seem to be going down in Mauritius. Great news for you getting out and about. Yes. Good news. Yeah, the figures were going down this week. How long that will last, I don't know. Hopefully. Because the other thing is, what they haven't changed is I can't go out and meet anybody. Only if I was single, I could, but I'm not single with my wife. So I mean, the wife can go out, but we can't meet up with people, which is a bit of a shame, but that's the way it is. Unfortunately, the captain. Good evening, Sean. Loving the new backgrounds. Yes, my wife. You obviously know it's not real. It's a screen that my wife's put up. Thought we'd make it a little bit different instead of seeing all my rubbish at the back there. Hello from sunny Cleethorpes, Kevin. Nice to see you, sir. I've just seen Wayne there. Top man, Wayne. Hope you're keeping busy. Good evening from Australia. Andy, I expect you're just going out before the dog. It's nice and sunny. Good at 7 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, we're talking Friday morning. Top man, Andy. Wayne. Another Wayne. Hi, Sean. Nice to see you. Evening. Mr. Harvey. Saying hello to everybody else. It's nice to see. The Spanish homestead. Well done, guys. Hi, everyone from a young couple starting out on the farm. Yes. I'm hoping to come over and see you guys later on in the year when I can. I think it'd be interesting to see how you you young people are 2 young kids as well, and a proper, what I would call a farm with chickens and goats and eating off the land. I think that would be a lot of interest to people. So thank you guys for watching me tonight. Most appreciated. Emma, even Sean, hope you're well. Is the weather still lovely and warm with you? Yes, can't be better. Nice sitting out there in the afternoon with a cup of tea. Obviously tonight I've got a cold drink. Emma and Bob from West Yorkshire. Good. Oh, nice. Got a bit appreciated. My wife will be appreciated about that. Look, she's good. Thank you, Julie. You're here now. Yeah. Yeah. It's not really a mural, but it looks close, doesn't it? Mira and Dave, will you have to change your driving license to a Spanish? Yes. Now, good question, that Maria and Dave. Now, if you were in a process before the end of last year, you got until June or July to get your license, but after that, it sounds like you're going to have to take a Spanish driving test. Now, it doesn't sound as bad as it does. I would imagine that it would be in English as well. I'm not really sure what they mean by a driving test. Do they mean a theory test? I can't imagine you going out in a car. I'd imagine you just do an online test, but I might be wrong on that. But yes, I did my driving license last beginning of last year. Thinking about it, now when you're doing your driving license, you have to be a resident. You can't do your driving license before you're a resident. So one of the things they don't really explain really. You got to be a resident first, and then you can change your driving license. Now, obviously, now it's all different now with this new visa stuff. You got the choice of a non-convention. I forgot what it's called now. But I've been doing a video a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, the whatever it's called for retired people. Somebody's gonna come up with it in a minute. Anyway. And I imagine once you get your visa stamped in your passport and you can come over here, you can apply for your TIE, which is another identity card, and then you can change your driving license. So yeah, things have changed a lot since Brexit, unfortunately. But thanks for putting that up, Marie and Dave. You probably didn't do that intentionally. Good evening, Steve, top man. Martin, you come in. So I hear, you were watching it with your earphones on. So you're still watching the football then. So it must be doing all right, but maybe not so well if you're watching me, Martin. Femi, hang on, let's go getting all along the thumbs up there. Thank you, Femi. I'll tell Janet you're liking it. A Facebook user saying hi. Thank you, sir or madam. Stuart, nice to see us. Hi, everyone, and me. I've just seen Nurse Jim, top man from Wrexham, Jim and Gemma, top guys. I've just seen Stafford, he's in there now. Evening, sir. Hope you're still enjoying Barcelona. I think I've taken the weather's up there, still the same as it down there, nice and sunny. Femi, Sean, I had you've had it. I mean, most people I've spoken to in the UK have had the COVID vaccine and also or they had an appointment. Some of the people that have been living in Spain for about 5 years have just had a text come through on their phone from the UK doctors saying that they can book their appointment. Obviously, can't because can't get over there. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm still waiting for the phone call. I'm on the system, but I haven't heard nothing yet. And I haven't heard of anybody on Campus Soul that's actually had it. Maybe somebody has, and if they're watching, just put it up there if you have. But as far as I know, I haven't heard anybody here that's had a COVID injection yet. And it does sound like it's only the residents that will be getting the injection. If you live in there and you're not a resident, probably got a long wait. And also, it sounds the same with private health insurances as well. Spain hasn't got a lot of vaccine, apparently. The EU had left it a little bit late, whereas the UK is doing pretty well. But still early days, no doubt. And we'll have to wait and see. But I am fit and fine. That's the main thing. John, saying hello, Stuart. John, hola, buenas noches. Yeah, I know that one. Hola, Sean, good. And your lunchtime. Hope you're enjoying the work. That's the main thing, Rob. Nice to see you popping in here. Emma, how's it been with the red rain? It's all right. It was all right. I mean, we didn't even know it rained, to be honest. I think it was just rain. It wasn't no wet stuff. It was just this blooming sand that had come down. And obviously, I didn't want to wash the car. But when I went out, I think it must have been, I think it's Monday I went out there. And it was so bad. I had to take out the car wash. And then I was using the high pressure hose on the windscreen wipers. And when I drove it out onto the roundabout, the wiper blade fell off. The whole wiper thing fell off into the road and got run over. So the next day I had to go down to town to a car park place, get a young Spanish lad to come out, have a look at the car. Fantastic service. Did it straight away. €7. But yeah. So it was a bit costly, that red blooming sand. Billy, I saw for outside Edinburgh. Guys, I heard it up in Scotland, some place up in Scotland had the lowest temperature ever recorded, I believe. Was it, am I wrong? Was it 24 or even worse? I don't know. But anyway, keep warm, guys. Here we go. Ham and cheese, says Rob. I like ham and cheese, very nice. And tomatoes, good. The Scottish couple, hi, guys. Hope you're enjoying yourselves out here in sunny Spain. Oh, Sean, really missing Camper Soul. Cheryl, yeah, there's a lot of people who obviously want to be coming out. They've got holiday homes there and obviously holidays. There has been talk with the Spanish travel people that they want people to come out in the summertime. But I still don't know how that's coming, because I know a lot of people that's booked flights quite recently. Obviously, they're all being cancelled. And I think anybody that's coming to Spain that's not a resident, they still can't come until the beginning of March. So, yeah, it's still not brilliant at the moment, but hopefully in the summer things will get better. I moved to campus on Monday. Maybe I'll pop round for a cuppa. You're most welcome to Stafford. Have a safe trip down from Barcelona. We've got Bruce Hunter coming up here. Evening, Sean. Keep up the good work. Say big hello to Brian and Pauline on Campus Soul, Bruce and Alison. Brian and Pauline, hola. Sizzy the Snake, he's come in tonight. I hope we got Sadie. Good evening, Sean. Thank you. Hang on, got a thumb. The Caterpillars, yeah. Just bought my polo shirt. God, that was quick, Jim. We'll send you. I want to see it, Jim. It'll be up next week if you get it out quick. They're pretty quick. I think it take about 2 or 3 days once you put the order in. Looks like a sewage pipe. Yes, I know. Lot of people. I mean, it's supposed to be a historic site. I'll be honest, it's not very historic, but it's definitely not historic now, Stuart. Yeah, my grandma told me about that. I think we're talking about the hot springs now. And the sandstorm. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it happened in the night, so we didn't actually see it really. It's only in the morning when I got out to walk the dog. I thought, hey, up, this looks a bit messy. We paid not. Yeah. I mean, there are places around in Spain. I mean, if I go down to the town, there's a car wash place sometimes that does it for less than €1, which is pretty amazing, really, isn't it? But at the moment, because we can't get out much, I think I've filled my tank up. I only filled it up today. It's been, I think it's been about a month. Now, usually I fill it up every other week. Wow, the fuel is expensive compared to what I paid. Yeah, I mean, there are places around Spain a lot cheaper. I did say it's pretty expensive on Campersol, but to me, I don't see the point of going all the way down the town just to save a couple of euros. But anyway, but clearly it's not been over yet. No. Oh, hang on. I'll just flick myself straight in there. We got 60 people, but we're a bit quiet tonight. I see we've got our usual crowding tonight. Rob's coming in on the US stuff. Okay. Is that good, Rob? Good evening, Dean. top man from a very cold Blackpool. I bet it is. I hope you can come over next year. I hope to come over next year or this year. I didn't get to come over. A lot of people unfortunately couldn't come over even last year. I mean, I know some people. It's been a good year from last year where just couldn't get flights and got cancelled. Any wine made in Mercia? Still, I wouldn't have a clue. All I know is there is a place down Cartagena. It's got some, you go past it on the motorway, A31, I think, that does this special wine, and they do wine. I'm not into wine myself. It's better stuff. They do wine, because thinking about it, my good friend Antonio, who's probably not watching it anyway, his dad owns a big grape area just outside of Toltana. I did a video, that's got to be about a year ago now, where he was explaining to me how they make the wine. It's pretty amazing. They've got this little machine that checks the sugar content in the grapes. And most of his grapes ended up, he did say last year's winter was pretty bad, and most of the grapes ended up in the supermarket for eating. But they do wine, but I'm not a connoisseur on that. But I expect there is a local Mercia wine, no doubt. The fuel prices have risen over the UK too, says Martin. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you would have think really that they would go down, wouldn't you? But smash the like, says Stuart, top man. I Sean from a freezing Wales, Gil. Keep warm. That's what I say. It's been in the evenings. It's still pretty cool. I mean, I think this week was about the first week we actually started to not use the central heating anymore, which is good. But yeah, Dean, very good evening from a very cold Blackpool, Lancashire. Christina's research Facebook page is definitely worth knowing about, Sean. Yes, it is. It's worth checking out, because when I go down to my pharmacy, what I always do, I just take a packet of paracetamols that I want, and they're pretty strong here. 600 whatever it is, grams, whatever it is that I find I only need to take one tablet. Well, you should take two back in the UK, and they're not badly priced. But if they're not really switched on, they might give you one of these packets. So be warned. That's what I say. And if you missed it, go back to the beginning of the video and just take a clip of that picture I put up. But that Christina's research on the Facebook page is pretty interesting, because she's also a lawyer. So if you've been affected by any of these drugs that have been given to you wrongly, she will fight your case. Hi from a chilly Lancashire Facebook user. Spanish Homestead. Yes, Stuart, he has. I think it's actually Spanish Homestead is his YouTube channel. He brings out videos once a week, sometimes 2 a week, showing what's going on. It's pretty interesting. I mean, I was pretty amazed the amount of people that do this eco farming thing. But I want to get and see these guys later on in the year if I can. At the moment, it's not looking very good at the moment. Nice to know the weather is warming up, freezing in Pixton. What do you think of the vaccine passport? I don't know. But I mean, I think the problem is it's all right. I mean, in the UK, it sounds like it's going pretty well. That they're getting on with it. It sounds like most people had their first jab, and some people have had their second jab. But I can safely say not many people in Spain have. So I can't see the point of all you guys coming from the UK, coming to a place here that still haven't been vaccinated properly. But I suppose it's a good idea in one sense. At least that you haven't got to go through all that kerfuffle. I was talking to some friends the other day that said they had to take 3 tests before they can go back to the UK, or vice versa. And obviously, and then you got to shore up for a couple of weeks before you go and visit anybody. I know it's all about being safe and that, but it does seem a lot. And maybe the vaccine pass is a good idea. But I don't know anybody personally. That's it, Maria. The non-lucrative visa. I was doing a video next week about the golden visa, but when I looked at it, I didn't honestly think there was, well, I'm not in that price range. I'm just going to do a quick one on that, because I was going to do a video next week. I don't know if anybody was interested in it. I decided that I'd gone and done something else differently now. But with the golden visa, now there's quite a few options on it. What the good thing about the golden visa, you can actually come to Spain within your 3 months. If he's buying a property, but the property's got to be worth £500,000 upwards, €500,000. So maybe that's a little bit cheaper than £500,000. But it's got to be in property. It's obviously got to be an investment. You can't borrow a loan or take out a grant, whatever. It's got to be your money going into it. You've got to actually buy the property. You still got to go through the other rigmarole of getting healthcare insurance. But what the other good thing about this is, you could buy 2 or 3 property. Obviously, you could use the other properties to rent out to maybe earn some income, but you can also work on it. So it's ideal for family people. But I do wonder, who's got £500,000. But saying that, guys, I know a lot of property in the UK. It's worth over £500,000. So maybe there's a lot of them out there. And Mickey's just come up with it as well. Lucrative. Yes. Thank you, guys. You helped me out. Top people. My trousers are dry. Steve, they're probably thinking, what's he on about? So they've gone back down your legs then, Steve. Well done for that. Getting on your bike, getting out there. You can take your driving written. Right, you can take your driver written and driving test in Spanish in Western US states. Well, that's nice to know, Rob. Oh, I've just flicked it all up there. I've got 61. So we've got 61 hanging in now. That's good. What time is it? Just gone 10 o'clock. Have I got anything else all there? Well, no, all right. We'll keep going. Do you think most people on campus are obeying the rules? One thing, we're fined for going on a Pokemon hunt. What's that? I knew that one. I mean, there's always going to be some people, and I think what people got to remember, some people don't have to wear a mask because they obviously got a health condition, maybe got asthma or something, or they're too old or whatever. But they can't go around with a big sign on their head saying, "I don't have to wear a mask." And I think some people, are quite happy to point out things. And maybe there are people walking together, but then they could be married and wife. I think personally, most people are sticking by the rule, and most people are fed up with it all. They want to move on, and they're trying to keep this positive attitude. And I think the longer this goes on, I always feel sorry for the single people and people that's got young families. There's not, at the moment, it doesn't give much hope, but you've got to keep positive, guys. And I think, there's always going to be people who are doing it, but the large majority are sticking it. And the police were here today, keeping an eye on things. Now, another thing I did notice that's come up obviously after the Brexit, UK cars. Now, if you've got a UK car, maybe you're on holiday, or maybe you're living there and you haven't actually registered it yet, you need to register it, because the police will, and they are pulling off cars now. What they tend to do now, if they're doing the car thing, they always have a trailer next to them. They automatically take the car off you, confiscate it, stick it on the trailer, and it's down to the old bone crusher or the metal crusher. But what they are saying also, no matter about what's on the number plate, you might have a GB number plate. You still got to have a GB sticker on your back of your car, guys. So remember that, because the police are onto it at the moment, and that's one of the things I've seen around campus. So there's a lot of still UK cars driving around, but I have seen the old trailer man every now and again. They do a big purge on it, especially on the on a big roundabout there. They have like 2 of the 3 of the lanes, and they're just picking them off. So they warned. Gail, just had my injection today. Feel great, good. My mother in the UK, she had her injection. She said she's in her 80s, and said she had a bit of like a flu symptom afterwards, but she said she's fit and fine now, except for the weather. It's manky. That's good. Anyway, that's good news, that Gail. I sure you always skip on my comment. No, don't, John. Saw your vlogs when you moved to Spain. Cheers, John. Top man. I do not skip the the comments, John. You're all right. It probably doesn't come up. Says all the snake weather in the UK where I live. It's probably good. I know some parts of the UK has been having some lovely weather, but I know other parts that hasn't had so lovely weather, especially with the snow. I suppose it's great for the kids, isn't it? Getting out, building stuff and that keeps them occupied. Emma, sorry to hear about the windscreen wiper, Sean. Does Bonnie still chase them when she's in the... Yes. How do you know that? Yes, she does. Oh, God. Every time I turn on the windscreen wipers, Bonnie dives at the windscreen, which then she collapses onto the front, onto my steering wheel half the time, which I think she should be in the back seat, but unfortunately she dives forward. Don't know what it is. Don't know what makes her do that when that wiper is going, but she goes nuts. Let's get it. Hi, Sean, from a cold Ireland. Oh, no, yeah, I know. It's not so good, is it, guys? I see you're at the lake house again. I see you're at the lake house again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Eh? I wish I could just walk out like that. Sean, I'm going to start joining. Good idea. I think the live streams, I do enjoy doing them, and I'm pretty amazed with this. I use a thing called StreamYard, and you can do so many things on it. Obviously, it's trying to remember when to do it. But yeah, it's a brilliant thing, Nicole. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in and making a comment. Our Spanish homestead close to Mercia. Stuart, yes. I think, to be honest, they are in Mercia. They're going to come back to me and say they're probably not. I think they are. Well, hang on. So I'm going to think they're in a place called, I'm not very good at pronouncing this one. I know it's past Fortuna. I've got a feeling maybe they're in Costa Blanca thinking about it, but it's just over the border. Begins with an O. It's got an old Spanish town, but they're in the countryside part. But I know they're just over the border. But thanks for making that known, Stuart. Thanks very much. Hang on, we'll just bring it up there. Rob knows. Oh, I mean, come on. In the US, petrol's they probably give it away, don't they? It's so cheap there. What are the skies like at night in Campersol? Any good for... Yeah, Captain. If you go up onto the... you're talking about stargazing. I forget what they called it now. Something about this light thing, isn't it? Light pollution. I know if you go up onto your schooner, you don't see no lights at all up there. I think obviously where I am in Campersol, we got street lights, which obviously... blow it out anyway, even though I'm high up above the street light, it does blow it out. I mean, there's loads of lights in the distance. I mean, some of these places, I think up like the Condalu's lit up like a blimmin', what do you call it? Lit up like a Wonderland place, and down the road at the MCC, that's all lit up. On A, it's all lit up. I mean, I know on some other places on campus, I was not lit up so well. But yeah. I know, but if you go up, you haven't got to go very far up to this area of Spuna, up onto the mountain there. You probably get some fantastic sights. And if my mate Steve's on there, he took a fantastic photograph of the Milky Way when we was out at Lido one day. Yeah, good for stargazing. Yes. Let me be the first to wish you a happy lunar year. It's the year of the ox. The captain says, I didn't know that. I never knew it's the year of the ox. Thank you very much. Is it that already? New year for the Chinese. That's a better background, says Claire. Okay, so the background's is giving the thumbs up then. Effing cold in southeast London last few days. Snow. No, it's not, is it, Stu? I'm sure the weather will improve. I think the weather's actually coming up from our area anyway, so it should warm up a little bit now. I think we got another week of this lovely weather. I don't know how I cope with it. Yogi, good evening from London. Top man, nice to see you. A bit late, but you still made it. That's the main thing. And he's loving the background as well. He's like, yes, it's new. My wife decided to give me I'll tell you, it's not real, guys. I can safely say I haven't got a river, and if you notice, it's making a rippling effect. But yeah, thank you very much. That I will mention that to the wife. She does put a lot of effort into me looking after me. Do you have any further news about the immigration policy for the UK to Spain? There's Yogi. Well, as I got a bit of spare time now because I caught up in the comments, which is good. Obviously, I did a video about the non-lucrative visa. Hang on, let's have a quick beer on that. Just to clear the tonsils. Right, I've had a lot of people making comments about the Spanish have been awkward, but this visa thing's been out for years, guys. I think they actually updated it back in 2013 because they realised a lot of people didn't have that kind of, even though they still mentioned it as for wealthy pensioners. So you've got the non-lucrative visa, which is obviously for people that don't want to work, obviously mainly aimed at retirees because you can't work on this visa at all. The other thing is, if you want to work in Spain, if you do get a job, you've got to make sure that the Spanish employer sorts your permit out for you. You can't do it. So you've got to come to Spain, get a job, then go back to the UK, and then your employer will get you a work permit. The other option, there are a few, but obviously we're talking about students. I mean, I don't think most of us guys that are watching this are students somehow. Maybe there is, but I don't think there is. It's the golden visa. Now, I did mention this a little bit earlier. I'll mention a little bit more about it. Now, they call it the residency by investment. Like I just said, the government did the last review of this back in 2003. Now, I think personally this year, the Spanish government will review all these visas because obviously Portugal has already made it a better offering for people moving abroad, 180 days compared to 90 days. And I think it's a smaller investment. Whereas here in Spain, it is a little bit steep. I've also seen a lot of other things, depending on which region you go to, guys, as well, might be slightly different. Like, there's ways around it, but I don't know how that works because if you're going for the non-lucrative visa, you actually have to do it in the UK. You have to contact your Spanish consulate. You download a form, you fill out all the stuff. But going back to the golden visa, you've got to be over 18 years of age. You've got to be a good elf. You've got to have no criminal record. You've got to make a purchase. I'm talking about the purchase of a property. I'm not going to go on about business. I think let's go back on that. What I got on there. Yeah, you can buy government bonds, 2 million upwards. I mean, that's, you know, I'm just going to talk about the property side. So you can buy property up over. It's got to be over €500,000. But it doesn't have to be one property. It can be 2 or 3 properties. So you could if you could afford to buy 3 properties. And don't forget, this visa only lasts for a year. You have to renew it every couple of years until you do 5 years in Spain. Then you go for a permanent residency. And that still applies to me. I've got another couple of years before I can go for permanent residency. Yeah. And so 500,000. It sounds a lot, but I suppose when you compare it to some of the properties in the UK now, it's probably not as much as it sounds. But what you can't do, you can't be like a business loan, you can't be a mortgage, you can't borrow it. It's got to be actually investment that's going in, and you've got to buy the property first before you can actually apply for the golden visa. But you can do this in Spain, whereas the non-lucrative you've got to do in the UK. If you're going for the golden visa, it's like, it sounds so corny, doesn't it? The golden visa. You can actually do it while in Spain. And when you think about it, 90 days, it's plenty of time. It took me a month when I come over to Spain. I went down the whole coast looking for places until I found this area. So three months is enough. Yeah, and then obviously you have to get a solicitor and you set up a Spanish bank account. And you have to get your NIE number. You have to buy healthcare. So all the usual stuff. But all that information, guys, if you go onto the Spanish embassy or the Spanish consulate site in the UK, now I think they've got 3 or 4 dotted around the UK. You can get more information on that. And if you watch my video I did a couple of weeks ago, there was actually a link on there. I'm going to go back to the comments now. Nicola, it's good. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are interested in stargazing, I know. Something I want to do later on this year if I can. Might not. Well, good. Now, I do know some people have had the second jabs in the UK. I don't know anybody here that's even had a first jab yet. Don't think many going to be in Spain. Hang on. Staycation is the key word for holidays in the UK this year. Yeah, I think a lot of people probably won't be going abroad this year. And I think personally, the governments would prefer you to stay in your own country so that it gets the money back. San Miguel, yeah, only the best. Loved your video of your trip to the beach. Yes, well done, Yogi. And they're not up yet, obviously. Probably we're talking about Easter time before the pop-up bars pop up again. In those areas where street lamps don't work, is it pitch black at night, or is it just the odd light here and there? Stafford, I don't really know. I don't particularly go out on the other areas. As far as I know, obviously some people will put up their own lights on the outside walls anyway. I don't think it's completely pitch black, but no doubt there are probably a few streets. But most people have got their outdoor lights on anyway. So I think you can still walk about quite easily without falling over a pavement. Campsites in the UK are full for June, July and August. Well, it don't rain, because I can remember campsites in the UK. God, I ended up going to Europe in the end because I was fed up with going out camping in August, pouring with rain. Sean, it's freezing there, 3 below London. Saw you're moving to Spain vid just to come up. Good. Well done, John. Top person. The captain, I've talked a lot in the UK about the vaccine passport allowing access to restaurants, pubs, and so is there such talk in Spain? Yeah, there is talk about it. I'll be honest, Captain, it's not. I wouldn't say that there's a lot of talk about it at the moment because it's not that sort of season yet. But I would imagine after Easter time, this is probably a thing that will be more popular. Obviously, that you could have a card that you could show. I mean, obviously, in Spain, they're big on festivals. None last year. Obviously, a lot of the big festivals that usually have happening at this moment have all been cancelled. Cartagena has a fantastic one in sort of end of August, September. That was cancelled. Huge amount of money lost, obviously, and no doubt these vaccine passports will probably be a good stand-in. We'll just have to wait and see. But I ain't got no information on that yet. But if I get stuff on that, I will put that up in my weekly chit chats. That's Portugal made the Portugal is already doing the 180 days, and I don't know what the income thing is, but I know it's a lot lower. And I've seen a lot of people that are going to Portugal at the moment. But unfortunately, Portugal at the moment has had it really bad. They've actually closed the border between Portugal and Spain because they got it really. I mean, last year they were doing really well, but this year they're really suffering badly with the COVID, unfortunately. Hi, Sean. Do you have any information about self-employed visas post-Brexit? I mean, I'll be honest, it's so hard trying to find information, and it does sound, if you want to be self-employed in Spain, you got to have a lot of money on you. You got to show like a business plan. And all I can say is if you check out the Spanish consulate or the Spanish embassy site in the UK, there will be information there about that. And obviously a lot of people that's got trades and that, obviously before Brexit it was a lot easier, whereas now you've got to have money up front. So yeah, it's not going to make things easy, but I don't know that information, unfortunately. I will try and seek out a little bit more because it is hard trying to find proper information. There's a lot of sites that give them a bit of misinformation. But at least it's that's true, Stu. It's not red rain. It's not every day you get red rain put on you. Pitch black on D at night. It's great for stargaze. There's lots of outside lamps, but not affecting the stars. there you are, see? Please, the place to move for stargazing. Time was, yeah, I know, Dane, it just can't believe how quick the time goes, unfortunately. But I'll be back next week. Don't forget. Any news on the pig farm? Gary, it's there every day. There's trucks going backwards and forwards. Not with piggies. Obviously, they've got all the piggy style things up. They got no piggies in there yet. They've got the fencing up. They've done up the farmhouse. Yeah, a lot going on. They got the reservoir in, but nothing about is it going to happen. And I think ever since I've been here, which is over 5 years now, that pig farm, obviously it's progressed to the stage where it's ready to start up, I think personally, but still no word. I think what it was, the guy, whoever owns it, had obviously planned to have it bigger, and he's had to scale it back down because of it's close to an urbanisation. But don't forget, this is farming land. There was a huge pig farm on sea. That looks like that's changed completely. Looks like they got rid of the pig farm part of it, and they built a big, massive chicken factory the other end of it. Yeah, that I think that's one of the you know, obviously living out in the farming area. If it ain't going to be a pig farm, it'll be blimmin' what was it? Oranges and lemons with the waspies and the flies. You know, it's never ending, isn't it? See you next Thursday night. See, John, thanks for popping in. I'm not going at this moment, but I will be hanging on there. Bringing pets to from the UK. Good question, that, Yogi. One I don't really know at the moment. Obviously, that's changed as well about the passport. I mean, obviously, I think the best person to ask would be a vet, but I'd imagine it's probably very similar. From what I remember a couple of weeks ago, it sounds that they haven't changed that. So it sounds like as long as you got a pet passport and the pet's had all its injections, I think that's about it. I might be wrong on that, but I'm sure they left that option open because obviously they don't want to put pets in the quarantine like they did in the old days, and they've been there for months. But I think now it's just a pet passport. From everyone on Camp Sal, thank you, sir. My throat, I hope the farm doesn't cause a bad smell, says Yogi. I don't know. It's hard to say, isn't it? I would love to say, of course it won't. I don't know. At the moment, it ain't doing nothing. We have to wait and see on that. I honestly don't think there's a lot we can do about it. But anyway, no doubt, if it did kick off, there'd be a lot of people moaning about it. The council, the Mazaron Council, been pretty good lately. They've built us a new playground and a five-a-side football pitch. I think the last thing they want is more moaners moaning about pig farm and that. But we have to wait and see on that. Hang on, we've got Stafford in the game. Microchip is vaccinated and has rabies jab within 21 days before travel. Good, thanks for that, Stafford. That's a good bit of information. So Yogi, it's the same as before then, which is good. I'm glad they didn't really change it. Obviously, we take Bonnie up to France to see one of my sons. We got another one out in Germany. Yeah, but I didn't think they changed it personally. I think they wanted to get rid of the putting dogs in kennels and whatever. Hi, Sean. I'm an hour late again. Terry, even though about the cat face screen for the video. The cat face screen. Yeah, you're a bit late there, Terry, because it's coming up to 1 minute to go. But you can always be early for next week's live chit chat. Guys, hope you enjoyed it tonight. Need more abandoned vids when it's open. Yeah, I know, Stu. I can't wait to get out and go. I've got so many places I want to go to. And at the moment, it's doing me head in. But I will try and get out there. Hester Logos, says Rob. Good. Yes, it's that time to say good night, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see the back screen's been a good winner tonight, which is good. The wife will be happy. I want to say thank you very much, everybody that's come in. Is there a shortage of goods? So I hear. I think Tesco's down the road have had a problem with some of the English goods, but I don't think it's nothing major. I think it's just been, obviously, first couple of months is to be a bit of a pain with paperwork, but I think it's all right. If petrol's going up, expecting food prices to go up too. Air Council is rising. It always rises, doesn't it? Anyway, guys, I want to say thank you very much. I'll catch you next week. Don't forget, 9:30. I'm looking for the thingy now.